Are you able to see? This is the cover of that book. Okay. The title of the book is Automation, Production Systems, and Computer Integrated Manufacturing.
Sir,
Okay.
screen is we cannot see clarity, sir.
Okay, but that's the only.
Means your letters are coming like a blend, like it's coming.
Okay, the clarity, there is no clarity here. Is it clear now?
No, sir, it is not clear, sir. The picture is not clear. It's coming like a net problem, I think, sir. We cannot see the letters clarity, sir. That's all. Picture, okay. Clarity picture letters cannot see clarity. That is the problem. It's coming like some muscle.
Now is it clear?
Now it's clear, sir.
This is the title of that book. Okay, and this is the cover page. Okay, this is how it will look like. Third edition, Michael P. Gruber. Okay, Automation, Production Systems, and Computer Integrated Manufacturing. Okay.
Sir, down you can keep, sir, down. Some down. Author pair also I take. Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay then, let's start. What had we discussed in the last class? Can anyone summarize?
Sir, I think cars, sir, about automatic car we have learned.
No, that was way before.
About the car coloring, I think so. Body color, frame and like this. Sir, not frame. Body coloring, I think, sir. But body coloring, the frame.
Let me share the screen. Have we discussed the CAD? Have we started this current trends?
Yes, sir. We started, sir. In a lab also we did one diagram.
Okay, and then the CAM part?
CAM, no, sir. No. Sir, can you show up, sir? Up.
The last slide is this one, current trends. Okay.
I think here we stopped, sir. Here we stopped.
Yes, I think because I thought it would be this, but probably we started this slide Not sure. So let's
No, sir. No, sir.
let's
No,
start
sir.
with that slide. So is there just one candidate in the class and no one is paying attention? 367 also says something. Venkat, screen is blurred. Is it right now? Are you not able to see this cam slide? Now, okay. Okay.
No, it's okay, sir.
Other than that, no one else is paying attention. And Mr.
Sir, one blue color thing is coming, sir.
Yes, yes, I've opened a window. 382 is not able to hear me because there is no audio symbol. So I have to message him.
I think he didn't join the audio, sir.
Yes.
Only.
So he's not able to hear me. I messaged him. Okay. So now let's continue. Able to see the screen clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we had discussed CAD, computer aided design. Start recording. Okay, recording. So we had discussed CAD, computer aided design. Okay. Now this is computer aided manufacturing. Okay. How are computers helping in manufacturing? Okay. So it is the effective usage of computer technology for manufacturing planning and control. So basically in manufacturing, we are using computers for two broad applications in two broad sectors, manufacturing planning and manufacturing control. So as for manufacturing engineering functions, CAM helps in manufacturing engineering functions such as process planning and numerical control part programming. Okay, two major things have been highlighted. Process planning, because they take up the major part of manufacturing, process planning and numerical control part programming. Applications of CAM can be grouped into two broad categories: manufacturing planning, manufacturing control. So we'll discuss that in detail. Okay. So what you have here is an image, isn't it? We are trying to. This is a software. This is a CAM software. Okay. I'm not sure which software is it, but a CAM software wherein just like in CAD, you specify the different dimensions, you model it. Okay. In CAM, you will specify the tool motion. How will the tool move? Okay. Like should it move? Where should it start from? What is the starting coordinates? Okay. So that has to be taken from the component. The component will load the component. Okay, which is this, right? We'll load the component. We'll load the tool that we want to use. Okay. There are different tools as we know. So we'll load the specific tool that we want. Okay, that will come. After that, you have to fix this component. Okay, you have to provide some coordinates with as a reference so that we will have this point, let's say, as the origin. Okay, example. Then you will say that you will type commands such as the tool should start from this origin. This is the starting point, and then it should move in a circular way. Okay, like this, clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay, there are different codes. So it should move from here to there, okay, with so and so speed, like that. Okay, this is just about the what do you call feeding to the CNC, what the program that you are going to feed. Okay, you will specify the commands in this software. If the part is too complicated and the software cannot handle on its own, then you have to give the commands. Okay, so that's where this CAM software comes into picture. Okay, so we'll see the applications of CAM. Was that clear, the last slide, or do you have some doubts? Yes, no doubts as such. Okay, so now you have this. How is it applicable in manufacturing planning and manufacturing control? So as for manufacturing planning, you have the application in process planning, computer-aided process planning. So okay, so as for manufacturing planning, you have what is happening is you have indirectly manufacturing planning. The computers are indirectly supporting the production function. Okay, you can say that they are used offline. Okay, why? To provide the information for planning and management. Right, so there is no direct connection between the computer and the process. Okay, but you're preparing all these things which we'll discuss. Okay, so that is why we are calling it that it indirectly supports the production function. Okay, there is no direct connection between the computer and the process. We are planning it, isn't it? So as for computer-aided process planning, what we are doing is we are preparing route sheets. Okay, when we talk about manufacturing, when it goes to production, you have the preparation of route sheets, which will list the operations that are to be performed. Okay, the sequence of operations. Okay, first this process, and then after this, like for example, turning, and then after that, this milling, or if there is drilling involved, then grinding. So a component, what all operations that a component is to go through, you will specify the sequence of operations. Okay, and also the work centers. What work centers will the component go through? Okay, that so and so component is to be turned, or turning is to perform at so and so workstation. Okay, so to do that process planning, to prepare those route sheets, we're utilizing computer systems. Okay, because we already have software that have the operations data. Okay, and the work centers are being fed that what all work centers we have in the factory will be fed. Okay, so the data will be in the computer. We'll try to integrate those. Okay, include the operations and the work centers. Any doubts regarding that? Process planning, is that clear? Route sheet was what I mentioned. Okay, yes sir. Then you have computer assisted NC part program. Okay, so you can say it's an efficient method to generate the control instructions, right? What we are doing is we are part programming with the help of a computer. So if it is too complicated, human intervention will be required. Okay, but if it is a standard part, you can take the help of a computer. Okay, that is why we call it an efficient method of generating the control instructions. And these instructions will be fed to the machine tool. Okay, so instead of manual part programming, you have computer assisted NC part program. Okay, we'll see this NC part, numerical control. We have a unit dedicated to that. Okay, then you have computerized machine ability data systems. So when we are manufacturing, okay, we have some parameters, right? We have speed, we have feed. Okay, that is to be specified so that the process can be executed, right? That this speed has to be maintained for the workpiece. This feed has to be given to the tool. So to determine those speeds and feeds, because we have problems when operating this metal cutting machine tools, because we have different materials, we have different that require different speeds to be given, different feeds to be given, right? Otherwise, we'll have defects. Okay, we'll have vibrations. So to determine those speeds and feeds, okay, there are computer programs being written which will recommend the appropriate cutting conditions for different materials. Each material will have its own optimal range of speed and feed, okay, depending on the surface roughness that is required. Okay, so that will be taken care with the that will be executed with the help of computer programs, okay, that have been written. and then computerized work standards. So what we are basically doing is we're setting work standards. Okay, we already have standard time data. Okay, for basic work elements. Okay, for example, so and so component to be turned at so and so feed and speed requires so and so time. Okay, standard time data we have for individual tasks. So if a new product comes in, we can sum the different processes times that we require, okay, individual times, so that we can calculate what is the time required for this component to be produced as per the data in our system. Okay, so what that program will do is it will sum the individual element times, okay, for that new job, and it will calculate the standard time for the job, that this much time is required for this job based out of data from the system. Okay, so basically setting work standards with the help of computerized work standards. And the next is cost estimating. So just as we had estimated the time, we are estimating the cost here. Okay, so what that computer will do is it will apply the labor and overhead rates, okay, to whatever we have planned, the operations that we have planned, the sequence, okay, of that product. So it will apply those rates and then give you the estimate of that manufacturing is what we are doing, right? So it will give you the cost estimate that this product will require this much cost based out of whatever data we have, the appropriate labor cost and the overhead rates, okay, different miscellaneous rates we have. So that cost estimating, and then production and inventory plan. So you have to have inventory records being maintained. Why? Because if a certain stock is not there and there is a shortage of that, the whole production run will stop, right? So inventory records are to be maintained. So if you have the data of different products in different systems, okay, that this component is at this stage and for further processing will require so and so component, okay, or so and so tool, for example. It could be either tool which will cause a delay. It could be a subcomponent, a component in an assembly that can cause a delay. So you have to have inventory records. Okay, so the maintenance of inventory records is what is happening in this production inventory planning. Why? To automatically reorder stock items if they deplete. Okay, upon inventory depletion, we can reorder that. Production scheduling. Okay, as I said, and also setting the current priorities. Okay, to set priorities. Okay, you have different products. Okay, different products require different assemblies and sub-assemblies. So if a component requires, if a sub-assembly requires a component, and that component, for example, you have fasteners, okay, bolts and nuts. If they are required in different assemblies and you're not producing them first, okay, you will that component which can be produced, okay, which that sub-assembly which can be produced will not that will not happen. Why? Because this component which was required, which was a prerequisite, is not there. Okay, to set priorities, there are different production orders also. Each production order will have a priority. This component is to produce first. I'm sorry, this product is to be produced first. So even for setting those priorities for different production orders, okay, you have this in our inventory planning and production planning. And then MRP, materials requirement planning, okay, the different raw materials that you get or the semi-finished goods that you get. MRP is a topic in itself, okay, materials requirement planning. Capacity planning, okay, if there are new machines or labor that you need, okay, all that comes under capacity planning. So that also can be done if you have this computerized inventory planning. That, and the last one is computer-aided line balance. So what we are doing is we are allocating work elements equally, you can say. Like there should not be much burden on certain workstations. Okay, you're trying to balance. Okay, allocation of work elements, you can say optimal allocation of work elements among the different stations that you have. Okay, and this becomes more of a issue if the line is of significant size. Okay, so that the benefit that you get will be more if you have a line of a significant size. So that was about manufacturing planning. Any doubts regarding that? Those 7 things that we discussed. Yes, you can either message or unmute your mic. Okay. All right. Then you have manufacturing control. Okay, what we are doing in control is you're trying to basically control what you have planned, isn't it? You had planned that so and so operation is to take place with so and so sequence. Okay, you're trying to control that. So what is it that it covers? So basically what you're doing is managing and controlling the physical operations in the factory, isn't it? This is all what you had planned. That is why I said there is no direct connection and the computer is used offline. Now this is what you are managing and controlling physical operations in the factory. So the different areas that we can apply this are process monitoring and control. Okay, so you have this monitoring of the process, even the production equipment, okay, and the manufacturing processes. So you are observing and regulating them. Okay, applications could be transfer lines, assembly systems, numerical control. Okay, or these are applications of it. Robotics, material handling, flexible manufacturing systems. Okay, that is another thing that we have in the next unit. So trying to monitor that process. Okay, then you have quality control. So that has to do with you are ensuring that the highest possible quality levels are ensured, isn't it? Both in between the different processes. Okay, right after, for example, a component requires 6 processes to be done, to be performed on it. So you are trying to ensure that after the completion of each process, the quality that we want is as per specifications. Okay, so and so is required after the first process. Is it there? Yes. So trying to control that. Okay, and also after the end of the complete production. Okay, in between and at the end. So that, and then the next one is shop floor control. So what you're doing is you had planned already that this is to be produced. Okay, and then this one, and then this one, and how many quantities are to be produced. So that all will come under master production schedule. Okay, what we have is a term called master production schedule that will have all the data, okay, regarding that one particular product. Okay, it may have sub-assemblies. Okay, any sub-assemblies may have different components. So that master production schedule will have the data for that product. Okay, which component will fit in where and how many components are required. For example, one component may fit in different sub-assemblies. So the count of that. Okay, so all of that, and when is it to be produced. Okay, the timeline. So you are already planning that in the master production schedule. Okay, you have that. Now, in shop floor control, what you are trying to do is you're trying to compare the progress in the factory with that master production schedule, what you had planned. So you are trying to see whether we are ahead of the schedule or not. Okay, you're comparing the status, basically status of the production orders in the factory. And then you have inventory control. So this has to do, there are 2 things here. You can either have the least amount of inventory, okay, or you can have more inventory. Okay, the problem, I mean the different the problems that you have with this one is, if you have less inventory, okay, and suddenly you have a more demand from the market, then you are falling, then you are at shortage, right? You're not able to meet the expectations of the demand in the market. So there will be a problem. But on the other hand, if you store more, okay, then there will be storage costs involved, isn't it? So there are two opposing objectives, you can say. So what you are trying to do is trying to maintain the most appropriate amount of inventory, most appropriate level of inventory, okay, optimal, you can say. So that not too less, not too more, okay, not too much. So there's also a term called EOQ, economic order quantity. So you have this in operations research, that you'll try to find out what is the optimal number of inventory components that you have to produce. Okay, not too less, not too more, optimal level. So EOQ will give you that inventory level. And the next one is just-in-time production systems. So you can say there is a concept called lean production, okay, which says you have to have minimum waste, okay, when you're producing something out of a raw material, then you have to have minimum waste, okay, you have to plan it so that there is minimum waste. You're optimally using the material, the raw material that you're getting. Also, it says there should be the components that are to be produced should be provided at the right time. Okay, there should not be delays, or there should not be like if a component is required at so and so station, it will come and there is some delay in between because there are already components in line. So you can say delivering the right number of components at the right time. Okay, that's what that concept has to offer. So just at the time when that component is needed, you will supply that. Okay, just in time production systems. So to be able to do that, you have to have information flow throughout the factory, isn't it? The information flow should be throughout the factory. There should be communication between the different workstations, and also the storage station that you have, storage and retrieval systems, right? That is when you can achieve that. That's another application under manufacturing control. Okay. Which tools are used, sir? Like example of CAM tool. I couldn't get you. Asked by Mr. 367, I guess. Like for CAD, we have AutoCAD. Okay, like that. For CAM,